But first, this morning's testimony from the mother of Amanda Knox at the American college student's murder trial in Italy. NBC's Keith Miller is in Perugia with the very latest. Keith, good morning to you.
Good morning, Meredith. Well, in fact, the trial did resume today with the defense team saying that they are confident that their clients will be found innocent. First up on the stand today, the parents of the co-defendants.
Amanda Knox appeared relaxed as she entered the courtroom. She met Wednesday with family and friends who say she is coping with life behind bars. The first witness called the father of Amanda Knox's co-defendant and former boyfriend, Italian Rafael Solicito. The father testified the son would not hurt a fly. Knox's mother, Etta Mellis from Seattle, was called to testify because she was the first person Amanda talked to after the body of her roommate was discovered in a pool of blood.
She said that when she was interrogated all night long and she was told she was going to jail for the rest of her life, she told she was lying and they were screaming at her and they hit her.
The prosecution has accused Knox and her former boyfriend of murdering Meredith Kircher, an exchange student from England, in what is being called a sex game gone wrong. A third person, Rudy Guedi, has already been convicted of the crime and is serving 30 years in prison. Complicating the trial is the ongoing investigation of the prosecutor for misconduct in a previous murder trial. He could end up in jail before a verdict is reached in the Knox trial. Adding to the confusion is the number of legal teams packing the courtroom. There are 2 criminal trials and 2 civil trials being conducted simultaneously. Knox appears unfazed by the proceedings, but there are concerns that justice may not be served.
She has good chances of not getting a fair trial because the system is very imperfect and a lot of things could go wrong.
And all this costs a lot of money. Amanda's father, Kurt, appeared on the Italian talk program Matrix, revealing he's gone broke defending his daughter.
Our retirements are gone.
The final bill, he said, will surpass $1 million.
The defense will concentrate on discrediting the DNA evidence. A team of forensic scientists are expected to testify that the police work was so shoddy that DNA samples are worthless. Meredith?
Keith Miller, thank you very much. And as Keith mentioned, Knox's mother, Etta Mellis, just got off the stand a few moments ago. She is in Perugia and joining us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Meredith.
I know, Etta, that you had been banned from the trial up until now because you were scheduled to testify. You did testify this morning. What was that like for you?
It was very nerve-wracking waiting, but actually once I got on the stand, it was okay. It was much easier than I thought it would be.
You talked on the stand about the phone call you received from your daughter right after the murder, where she said that the police had been rough on her. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, in the phone call, she didn't talk about the police being rough on her. That came the first time I saw her in prison.
So what did she say in the phone call then?
In the phone call, she was telling me how she had come back to her home and found some odd things, and then how she went back and got Raffaele, and they came back together and found some more things. They found evidence of a break-in, and they called the police.
She did testify last week and talked about, as you said, the police being very tough on her and confusing her and other things like that. How do you think she did on the stand?
I've heard that she was absolutely amazing by everybody who saw her.
You visited with her earlier this week. How is she doing?
You know, she's so relieved that she's done testifying and she got to say what she needed to say and that she was able to explain things. So she's feeling really good about that part of it being done.
Are you feeling positive, Etta, about the course that this trial is taking at this point?
You know, I think every day we get a little bit more and more hopeful.
That it will be a positive outcome for your daughter?
Absolutely. We can hope that it'll be done right.
Your ex-husband talked about the financial strain that it had put on the entire family. Can you talk to me a little bit about that as well?
Well, I mean, we've all mortgaged everything we can, and you know, there's lots of very generous people who have also been sending us small amounts to help. But it's a huge burden.
And Etta, are you done with testimony now? Will you be taking the stand again, or is this it?
No, I'm done now.
All right, Etta Mellis, we appreciate your time very much this morning.
Thank you.